We're rolling.
Good morning and welcome to Adam and Scott Suck at Betting. You like how I made sure your name was first there, bud?
You're so sweet to me.
All right. Welcome to the walk-off, everybody. I'm Scott Belford, joined as always by the best co-host in the biz, Adam Mack. This is our betting show. Of course, we are partnered right now with BetStamp. They are an aggregator of betting sites, so the Trivago of betting sites, if you will. If you're looking for the best odds, they are going to categorize, and they are going to put all of them in order, and you're going to be able to pick which site is going to give you the best odds. So if you are going to place a bet, you might as well make as much money as you possibly can. Of course, if you're going to sign up for BetStamp, you're going to do Adam and I a big favor. If when you do so, you use the code WALKOFF, all one word to do so. They're paying us either way, but obviously we're renewing our sponsorship shortly here, and so if we've actually got some signups, that will go a long way in helping us out. Okay, let's get into it because I want to start talking. Did you happen, Adam, to catch game one of yesterday's doubleheader, Blue Jays, Rays?
That was the Manoah is still currently sick game.
Manoah is still currently sick. The Blue Jays down 4-0, come all the way back to 4-2, have runners on first and second with Bo Bichette at the plate against Fairbanks. Maybe, if not a top 3 closer in the league, a top 5 closer in baseball currently. 100 miles an hour. The guy throws gas. And did you happen to see that Bo Bichette at bat?
No, I didn't.
To end the game.
Nope.
12 pitches. It was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable, and I truly believe that part of the reason they won game 2 was that at bat. Like, even the Rays were like, what is going on? Right? Like, Fairbanks was going in there 101 miles an hour inside, and he was fouling it off. 100 miles an hour outside, he was fouling it off. Dropping in a disgusting 89-mile-an-hour slider, fouling it off. It was unreal, dude. Like, even the fact, and it was just that when he did hit it, it was a little dribbler up the first base line, unfortunately. But, man, you could just tell how jacked that got that Toronto Blue Jays clubhouse, man. Yeah. They were just on the bench just losing their mind. And so was I. It was just a great way to end the game, even though the Blue Jays wound up losing.
It gotta gut it out, man. Every pitch matters. Like you said, that's probably a big factor in them not being able to strut him back out there in game 2, right? Is just if you can get that pitch count up. 12 pitch at bat is big time.
You know? Man, especially against a guy who throws gas like that. Yeah. You know, like the ability that Bo was showing with his big swing to still catch up to those balls was so impressive. Bo Bichette now has 27 hits since September 2nd, which is the most in that, what is it, a 13-game span or a 12-game span. So right. Super impressive here. But let's talk this. We will get into some betting stuff. I did want to bring up the fact that I actually won a bet last night.
Hey, there you go.
Game 2, the gutsy performance by Alek Manoah, where he missed game 1 with the flu or a stomach bug of some kind.
Yeah, by all accounts, he was up until like 6 a.m, just experiencing
not feeling
bad
well.
Tacos.
Yeah. By the way, his press conference after there, where he was talking about he was considering going to the ER, but he didn't know how it worked, was the most 24-year-old kid thing you could have possibly imagined a ball player saying. I just love so much. He called the trainer. He's like, I think I'm dying. And he's like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But guts out that second game of the doubleheader, and boy, did they need him to pitch, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mitch White had a great performance, by the way. He really did pitch well, and those, even though the Jays lost 4-2, it should have been 3-2. It probably should have been 2-2. Just some sloppy play in the fields is what.
Was that the tEoscar airmail?
Oh my God, that left field play. Why did he even throw it in?
Look,
Anyways,
I mean, we've talked criticism of tEoscar for as long as this show has existed, right? Like,
it's true.
Defensively, he's a liability. You know what was crazy though, watching it back, was just Randy Arozarena was like 4 steps from third base when tEoscar picked the ball up in like mid shallow left field. Like, the fact that he went home,
dude, he totally deked Oscar out. Like, when he made that if you watch the replay, there's a point where, like you were saying, right? He's about 4 feet off of the base path. He looks tEoscar in the eyes and does a quick little shoulder fake and starts heading towards home. And tEoscar panicked. He totally he could have literally lobbed the ball to Bichette, who would have just had him out by a mile at home. Instead, panics and airmails it over. So that was a frustrating play to watch.
You know what this tells me, though, is that like the scouting report is out on tEoscar, and that's a guy you can do that to. I don't think that if Lourdes is in left field, Arozarena goes home.
I was just going to say that exact same thing. I don't think if that was tEoscar in right field, that would have happened. He was just in a different position and literally brain fart and panicked.
Yeah.
And it cost the Jays a run, which really sucks. But again, this all goes to say how important it was for Manoah to come in and pitch. And then he did. And he gets into the 7th inning. Incredible performance by the young man. And it's really frustrating to see he didn't get a win. You know, like if he was on the mound, if I was Alek Manoah on the mound and I'm gutting out, like he looked awful. Like he wasn't his normal jovial self, bouncing around the dugout on the edge, just watching the game with everybody else. He literally was on the bench with a towel over his head, looking like he was about to yak, right? like
this is like, I mean, this is where the legend of Alek Manoah grows. I know it's just like a September game. He didn't even get the win, you know, like whatever. But this is like the Michael Jordan type stories where like 100%. Michael Jordan's playing through with the flu, and it's like Michael Jordan with the flu is still better than anyone else in the league, and like
the throws of a pennant race.
And man, to give us almost 7 innings of 2-run baseball, like,
yes,
it was incredible, man, incredible. And it really, I think, I don't want to say like shifted the tides of this playoff push here in September, but like, man, does it ever feel better being up 2-1 in this 5-game series than it does feel like being down 2-1. Like, now we've got Stripling going tonight.
Yeah.
With Gossman tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks really good as we close up this series.
4-1 in this series, you know?
They truly do. And just to put it into perspective here for everybody, how often a young 24-year-old pitcher does what Alek Manoah is doing. It is almost never. Okay, so here is a list of ERAs below 2.5 in age 24 season or younger over the last 30 years.
Okay, that's a good sample size.
There's this year, 2022, with Alek Manoah. In 2013, we had Jose Hernandez, may he rest in peace, and Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey on this list, by the way, is probably the one name that doesn't feel like it belongs, although a lot of us forget what is like. Matt Harvey had more heat and had better numbers at age 23, 24 than Jacob deGrom. So just remember that. 2011, Clayton Kershaw did it. 2009 and 2010, King Felix Hernandez. And then in 2004, Jake Peavy did it. Like, that's a pretty elite list of names of 24-year-old or younger starters to do what Alek Manoah is doing.
It's phenomenal.
It's absolutely incredible. Of course, he didn't wind up getting the win, but the Blue Jays did come back big in the 8th inning. And this is where I love live betting, man, because I was just like, I was having a beer, and I was just like, okay, you could feel it that this team was coming back. Like, I don't know what it was. Obviously, by the way, if you're betting, bet safe. Don't go by feelings. But I had a feeling, and I was like, I'm throwing it down. I checked bet stamp, right? Cool Bet had the best odds. Plus, I still had a little money on my Cool Bet account, so that goes a long way, right? No use reloading up on the other ones if I can still got money on one. So I go with Cool Bet and put $5 down in the 7th inning, which would, I think it was 3.2 my money. So I went from $5. They come back. I win $17. I'm in the money. I'm letting it rain.
Oh, man. Beauty.
What a time.
I had the opposite gut feeling. I was watching that game.
The Rays will do that to you.
Look, it was 1-0 in the 6th, I think. And then I think Vladdy hit that nice double with the beauty slide into 2, by the way, to avoid the tag. Gets over
Probably
to third.
Shouldn't have run, but yes.
Kirk hits the dribbler. Vladdy scores. Great base runner, by the way. 1-1 now going into the 7th. And then the Rays
come back.
Hit the solo shot on like the first pitch of the 7th inning, right? Like it looked like Manoah's night was done until they tied it up 1-1 there. And then I tuned out. I missed the entire rest of that comeback, so I had the opposite gut feeling than you did. I did want to ask you, though, because I know you love to bet on the comebacks.
Yes.
Did you catch the Braves comeback versus the Mariners on Sunday that ended up falling short? Do you think anybody bet on the Braves? They were down, I think, 5 runs, and they scored 6 in the 9th. Took the lead, and then the Mariners won it anyways. Like, can you imagine if you were live betting that game, how emotionally
especially
charged that
considering guaranteed you'd be making 6-7 times your money, right?
No,
if you
at least.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a tough one.
Oh man.
Did you happen to see in the 8th inning, did you see Kirk go first to
of course. I've watched the highlights 6 times. I've called my wife into the basement and said, you gotta watch this, sweetie.
Yes, right?
Like in baseball.
There's something about a big man getting on his horse and going for it. I loved it. Man, him rounding third, the determination on that man's face. What's hilarious, too, is that same inning, we watched Bradley Zimmer, everybody's favorite 5th outfielder.
Yep.
Right? Go first to third. Now, if you can do first to third in 30 seconds or less, that is elite speed.
Okay.
And he was, not 30 seconds or less, 30, I
was about to brag about my near elite speed.
No, not 30 seconds. Sorry. It was,
13 seconds?
No. I think it's like 30 kilometers an hour or something like that. Okay, I should have freaking written this stat down. Either way, Bradley Zimmer was under it and was considered in the top 5% for foot speed for what he did going first to home, which was incredible because, man, they needed that run. Great use of the bench by John Schneider last night in that second game. Whit Merrifield coming up huge with that pinch hit double. You know, Bradley Zimmer coming in and pinch running. Just the whole thing was just so well executed, and it really worked out for the Jays there. But it was really funny, the difference between Kirk and Bradley Zimmer, just watching those two both go first to home, and just everyone was equally as excited, but for different reasons, right?
Look, it really sets the Jays up nicely that they had that big offensive outburst at the end of that game because Jordan Romano came in the 8th inning, right? Got the out. We were thinking it's going to be a 4-out save.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, the Jays just go off, put up
added more
5 or 6 runs. So instead of him pitching the rest of the night, like he's basically still available for tonight and tomorrow. Like he could pitch.
They bring in Zach Pop. Beautiful.
It's great.
Beautiful way to massage the bullpen there by John Schneider. Like
is John Schneider pitching? Is he managing himself into a full-time role next year, or is it still too early to tell? Like I feel like September he has managed very well.
I feel like he has too. Honestly, I'm kind of at the point now where if they get to the division series, John Schneider is probably the guy moving forward, depending on how they lose it. But I mean, I think we both discussed this right from the beginning of the season. I mean, in my opinion, it's ALCS or bust. Like, they really should be in that championship series, or this should be a disappointment when it comes to 2022. But
you're not wrong.
Fun pennant race so far. Before we wrap this thing up here, buddy, I did want to really quickly talk about just what a record-breaking year this is.
Been really cool.
There's so many fun little stories to follow. Albert Pujols chasing 700, only 3 away. Aaron Judge just hit 2 more home runs last night. He now sits at 57. Only 4 away from tying Roger Maris for the all-time most home runs in the American League, which is absolutely incredible. And then, as if that's not enough, buddy, the Cardinals alone have a bunch of records being broken. Adam Wainwright, and we talked about this on Friday's episode of the podcast, and just the fact that Adam Wainwright and Yadi had tied the record for most starts from battery mates, pitchers and catchers together at 324. Well, they go today against the Milwaukee Brewers, and that will be number 325 that Yadi Molina and Adam Wainwright have started a Major League Baseball game together. Like, if you start breaking this down, the simple math, 162 games in a season, 162 plus 162 is 324. These two guys have literally, as of today, will have started more games than 2 seasons together.
That's
Dude,
really cool.
It's insane. It will never happen again.
Nope.
It will never happen again. So all the best to those boys. It's a really cool little sub-stories within the season, all of these little records. But before we wrap up, I think we should do so talking a little bit of future bets. Because you pointed out something that made me go, you know what? I think I might just throw $10 down on this.
Future bets. Blue Jays to win the AL East. As of today, Blue Jays are 6 games back of the New York Yankees with 20 games left this season. We do play the Yankees 3 more times.
This is a huge hill to climb.
Big hill to climb. We need to sweep the Yankees, and
we need some help.
Need some help. Need some help is the nice way to put it. But futures bets, if you want to take the Blue Jays to win the AL East, you got a big payday waiting for you. If we go to BetStamp here and we do our line shopping, DraftKings has the best payout for the Blue Jays to win the AL East, plus 2,000. So you put $100 down on the Blue Jays to win the AL East, you're getting $2,000 back.
It's not bad.
Look, I'm saying even if you put $5 down, you're getting like $400 back. I don't know. My math might be off on that.
That's off on that.
$40 back.
Yeah.
But whatever
still,
your budget might be, $40,
there's money to be made
man,
here.
I could use $40.
And that's the thing with line shopping with BetStamp, right? Is that they're going to make sure to organize which sites have the best odds for you, right? So let's say Adam's talking the futures there, and there's another site that has a 1,800 plus 1,800, right? You're gonna want to go with the one that's going for plus 2,000. You're just gonna make an extra, $200 if you're throwing $100 down.
Exactly, like Bet365. That's the Sportsnet advertisers you see all the time. They've got the Blue Jays at plus 1,400 to win the AL East. So you hop on BetStamp, you check it out, you go, oh, I could get an extra 600 points on that. Not bad. By the way, DraftKings has the Blue Jays at plus 2,000 to win the AL East, plus 2,200 to win the World Series. So,
wow.
I mean, the odds to win the World Series versus the odds to
Win the division or almost
Win
the
the
same.
division, almost the same. So that's why I'm thinking, I don't know.
Which is funny because, boy, when you think about winning the World Series, that seems so much more unattainable. Not that it's impossible, but
Yeah.
seems like a lot further to go.
Before we absolutely wrap things up, can we just quickly compare Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to Rowdy Tellez?
I love this idea. Rowdy Tellez, for all of you who have not been following the National League, I know a lot of us Blue Jays fans sometimes stay pretty AL-centric. So Rowdy Tellez with the Milwaukee Brewers is having a breakout season, a career year. He has been just the engine of that offense, if you will.
Yep. 30 home runs. He just got to 30. Like, I don't know what to say other than I'm super happy for the kid.
Yeah, unbelievable, especially when you look at the opportunity that would have been provided by the Blue Jays. There was just no place for Rowdy Tellez to play. Yeah. Especially if you look at this lineup right now and you're like, where the hell would we even fit another guy DH-wise? Like,
yeah, at least
it doesn't
he's a left-handed bat.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go out on that high note. Kudos to Rowdy Tellez. 30 home runs on the season.
3 more than Vladdy currently.
3 more than Vladdy currently. All right. Cheers to you, Scott. We'll catch you tomorrow for our conversation with John Gibbons.
Yes, and for all of you who are excited about this John Gibbons interview, you're not alone. Feel free to DM us any questions you may have. You can post them on Discord as well. Of course, our Twitter is at Walk Off Podcast, Instagram, The Walk Off Podcast. The link for the Discord is going to be in the show notes and is always free. This is Adam and Scott Suck at Betting in partnership with BetStamp. If you are going to sign up for BetStamp, please use the code WALKOFF to do so. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, of course. The John Gibbons interview, by the way, is going to be released next week. However, if you are a member of the Patreon,